The GLA is where Mercedes' crossover and SUV lineup starts. The model has just been updated for 2024. Over this video, I'll quickly run through what's changed and also give you a quick recap of Merc's Junior crossover. On the outside, you won't confuse the 2024 GLA for anything but a GLA. There's no change to the crossover's rounded shape, and honestly, the differences are down to the finer details. Up front, the headlights get a new eyebrow-like LED DRL signature, and there's a new auto high beam function that switches to dipper on detecting oncoming traffic. This aside, the bumper apron on AMG line versions is now body-colored as opposed to being finished in black as before. Entry-spec progressive line variants get a redone front bumper, but again you'll need to keep pics of the outgoing version handy to spot the differences. There are no visual changes at the sides, and as before, AMG line versions ride on attractive 19-inch AMG rims, while progressive line versions make do with 18 inches. The only change of note are the door handles that now get full keyless functionality. Changes at the back are restricted to updated taillight inserts. Oh, and full marks to the new and eye-catching spectral blue shade. On the whole, the GLA is nice looking, but if you want your 50 lakh rupee plus to get you something with an upright stance or butch look, you better look elsewhere. Before we proceed, let us know, would you have a GLA over any of its rivals like the BMW X1, Audi Q3 or Volvo XC40? Also, do give this video a like, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the Autocar India channel. There's some changes inside the GLA as well. For instance, the steering wheel has been upgraded to an AMG unit. So you get these extra spokes around the steering boss. It looks really good, and it also now gets touch panels, which I'll touch upon in a bit. You also get this new carbon fiber look for the dashboard, and the center console area has been neatened up, giving you a bit more storage. Roll this up and you get access to your wireless charger as before, and two cup holders. As before, there's a youthful air to the interior, and it feels properly expensive. In terms of quality, this feels like a Mercedes cabin. Things to like include these turbine-like aircon vents that work with this very satisfying click. You also get soft touch and padded materials on the dash top. The seats in the Alcantara trim on this AMG line version look really rich and sporty, but you'll also find hard plastics on the lower portion of the dash. The front seats, as mentioned, are great to look at and are comfy too, but Mercedes could have added in a ventilation function over and above the power adjust and memory features already included. Talking of tech upgrades, the GLA continues as before with this twin screen layout, and it is very nice, but the MBUX interface has been updated to NTG7, which unlocks a few more features. For instance, wireless connectivity for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are now included, and the GLA also sports a 360-degree camera, and yes, it does get front and rear parking sensors. And if you use the Mercedes Me app, you can also play video games on the center touchscreen provided the car is parked. On the whole, the system has become smoother still, and that holds true for the digital dials as well. Now, the dials now support added themes, including an off-road theme for the 4MATIC equipped GLA 220D. The interface is slick, clear, and easy to refer to. What is a bit of a miss are the new touch controls at the steering. You can use the controls to operate the main infotainment screen and digital dials, but they aren't as feelsome as click-to-operate physical buttons would have been. Other features of note include a twin-pane sunroof and 64-color ambient lighting. Also new to the GLA is a digital key that allows owners to remotely give others access to their vehicle. In terms of safety equipment, the GLA packs in 7 airbags, ABS, ESC, and a tire pressure monitor. All-wheel drive versions also get hill descent control, while a new inclusion on the GLA is a blind spot warning. Active brake assist that will apply the brakes automatically on detecting an impact is included. It's a great safety feature, but perhaps too sensitive for Indian conditions. Interestingly, an update that comes soon will show a prompt with the option to switch the system off every time you start the car. Moving to the back seat. The GLA might be the smallest crossover in the Mercedes universe, but space at the back is actually more than adequate. Now, I'm just under 6 feet tall, the front seat is set to my driving position, and I have a good amount of knee room and lots of space under the front seat to tuck my feet under. Even on headroom, I'm pretty well catered to. What this isn't is a space for 3 adults to sit at the back in comfort. A third person will be a squeeze here. But if it's just 2 of you, what you will miss is a fold-down center armrest. The rear seat backrest recline can't be adjusted either. Amenities at the back include aircon vents and 2 USB Type-C ports. New to the GLA is a gesture-controlled tailgate that opens to reveal a usefully large luggage area. The GLA packs in a space-saver spare wheel that sits in a dedicated area under the boot floor. Under the hood, you'll find the same set of engines as before. There's a 1.3-litre turbo petrol engine that makes 163 horsepower and is solely offered in front-wheel drive format with power channel through a 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox. The other engine of choice is a 190 horsepower and 400 Nm 2-litre diesel paired to an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic with standard-fit all-wheel drive. Featured here is the top-of-the-line GLA 220D. If you aren't spooked by the government's increasingly vocal anti-diesel stance, this is the version of the GLA to go for, because it offers everything that we like about strong turbo diesel engines, particularly that mid-range. The engine feels eager right from the get-go, but press down harder and you are rewarded with this surge of power that is just so nice to experience. Overtakings are effortless and you'll be tempted to get past other vehicles just because of how easy it is to do that. The engine is complemented by a quick shifting dual clutch transmission that stays on the ball through the drive. It's nice and responsive to paddle shifters as well. Do note the gearbox does tend to fumble on occasion at very low speeds. Also, the diesel engine GLA isn't the quietest in the business. You can hear the clatter at idle and it gets quite audible if you extend it. The engine will groan when you're going faster, but you will forgive it for the performance it offers you in exchange. The GLA 220D's punchy nature is backed up by nice handling. When you're driving fast on a twisty road, you'll find that the steering is smooth and light, and the GLA will hold its line through a corner quite confidently. It's when you're pushing really hard that you'll find the front end start to wash wide, and the GLA not able to hide its front-wheel driveness. In slower speed environments, the GLA feels easy to drive. The steering is light, the elevated seating gives you a good view, and maneuverability is easy. The surface you're driving on will greatly determine your opinion of ride comfort. On average quality roads, the GLA rides comfortably and actually feels quite hushed as well. And that's quite remarkable given that it rides on 19-inch rims. Thing is, when the road surface deteriorates, the potholes become craters, that's when you'll hear this thud from the suspension. The all-wheel drive system is a plus, but the GLA isn't the kind of vehicle if serious off-roading is on your to-do list. The 2024 GLA will be launched on Jan 31 and prices will see a bump up. Expect the range to start at 50 lakh rupees for the GLA petrol in progressive trim, with the top-spec GLA 220D 4MATIC AMG line likely to be priced in the region of 57 lakh rupees ex-showroom. That's a whole lot of money for what is the smallest of Merc's crossovers. It's clearly not the model for buyers to whom price directly equates with size. Those looking specifically for the rear seat experience will also not be completely satisfied, and there'll be many not sold on its crossover stance altogether. On the plus side, the GLA has the luxury quotient, it's got the features, and with the diesel engine particularly, it has the punch. And by virtue of its ground clearance, it's also better suited to our road conditions than a like-priced sedan would be. Your first luxury car then, the Mercedes GLA sure deserves to be on the list of probables.